I suppose that 9/11 is the most famous repetition, the most famous loop in world history, because people see 9/11 every day. It's the penetration, and the true terror is the penetration by media.
Well, apart from pain and all the misery that happened, I'm always interested in the way that our memory works, that we link thoughts to catastrophe, to a catastrophe, and that this will go on. Why, like the history of mankind will be soon a history of terror, basically. Earthquakes, plane crashes, terror acts. That's it.
It was just the addition of a Porsche car, a very famous design called Porsche 911. When we, in the mid-60s, started to develop the coherence of spiritual attitudes and the use of artifacts, of cars, of food, etc., we found out that a former radicalist would use the Porsche 911 because someone who runs a Porsche 911 would have open entrance into nearly every high society affairs. So in the mid-60s we said, in former times, the big ones in the terrorist business, like the RAF over here in the 70s, will of course use a 911. So, and finally, on the September 11th, 2001, this proposition of ours really showed its substance, its fundamental meaning.
On the one hand, what we call in German, this was Einbruch der Realität. Can you translate?
No.
That's difficult. You are living in a world of theater, of spectacle, and now it becomes real. This is no spectacle, this is real, on the one hand. And on the other hand, this reality is the biggest spectacle, the biggest theater, the biggest work of art people had ever seen, and all big artists were jealous that this was such a big work of art. But you cannot say this really, because this is, and now we are on the first hand, is reality.
Yeah, that's right.
And art has nothing to do with reality normally. And so it's maybe one of the biggest accidents, events, Ereignisse we ever had worldwide in all history, and I think nobody will forget it the next 2,000 years. And this is the first event, the first terror action which really uses modern communication technologies as a constitutive element of these actions. Everybody in the world was able to be live at the place and look what happens live at the same time when it happens. And this is really something where we can think about many years, and you know, nobody knows anything about this happening.
Don't believe, amen.